Good morning, chart friends. Lamont here from Chart Guys, checking in with the electric vehicle and wind sectors. Starting off with Tesla here. You know what? Let's start off with NIO, the star of the show. Well, I guess Tesla's also a star. The lesser star of the show. The white dwarf? I don't know. The smaller star of the show. Neo here got so essentially the manipulation play, I guess, which is really all I think about upgrades and downgrades. The manipulation play to make this breakout play a little bit trickier happened, instead of happening on Tesla, happened with Neo. Neo got the upgrade and then obviously saw this huge 20% move up today on massive volume. Whenever we pull back, we will be looking for a daily higher low over 2117, but I almost prefer this 2060 level as the last higher low. It's kind of just sideways here. Anyways, let's check it out on the hourly time frame. Obviously, there's no overhead resistance, all-time high bull. We are testing R2 right now. On the hourly time frame, there is just no sign of consolidation. Bull still on a tear in after hours here. So whenever we see a big old bear move that's big enough to anticipate a hourly lower high, that's really the only next play for the bears. And for the bulls, we're just looking for a healthy higher low, hourly higher low over 2605. In order for us to be even scouting that hourly higher low, we need to see a 5-minute trend change to the bears, which as of right now just has no sign of happening. Strong. Wow, look at this beautiful back test of previous resistance. Get one here too. Okay, moving on to Tesla, the bigger star. No. All right, so Tesla getting some sympathy moves today. Nice strong bull day, double top resistance on the daily for now. Whenever we pull back on the daily time frame, we will be looking for a healthy higher low over 40605. On the hourly time frame, bears will be looking to try to change the trend here. That is an okay amount of space for a potential lower high, but I don't love it personally. For it is enough red bars, 3 hourly candles, good enough range to anticipate a lower high, but it's just floating above the 12 EMA. It still looks very strong. I wouldn't look to get cute short yet here, unless you were, top fishing during live trading while the hourly RSI was very extended. That's the only play. It's kind of tricky because you gotta get comfortable stepping in front of the train, essentially stepping in front of momentum. Okay, so the hourly higher low now has just been set at 458.20, but this one during regular trading hours at 455.71 is more meaningful to me. Ideal situation for bulls tomorrow would just be a very healthy, strong start, maybe break the high of day today, break today's high, I should say, and then make enough space away from 458.20 key support to potentially look for another hourly higher low. So bull plays on Tesla will be very dependent on the open tomorrow. See, 5-minute time frame, bulls change the trend in after hours, but potentially losing it now here with a bunch of red candles that is creating enough space for a potential lower high. All right, that's pretty much it for Tesla. Let's see if we can dig out a channel. I think so. Price might be channeling a bit here. Wonky. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Got that nice touch over there. Median line looks like it's reacting well. Let me clean this up. Yeah, that's a really nice looking channel, I think. Oops, I should have right there. Okay, so a bit of a channel to help us as a guide. If the bears are able to set a lower high against 465.90 and break this low of 458.20, then they will have confirmed an hourly downtrend and will have the bulls looking for a daily higher low somewhere over, I forget, 405. Oh, I should just zoom out. Over 406.05. I marked it. So 406.05, let me just, it's all the way down there. Yeah. So whenever I look for higher lows, I just want to make sure that I zoom out one time frame above to see if it's in a reasonable place on that time frame as well. So if we were to be looking for an hourly higher low here, sorry, a daily higher low here, and I want to see where hourly oversold conditions might be. So that would be quite a ways away. Not terribly interested in that for now. I need the bears to prove it first with some downtrend before we start looking for that daily higher low. Okay, NKLA on the daily time frame. So, like I said earlier, not a terrible day. Let me see if I can. So, not a bad day for NKLA considering what the market was doing. I see we've been watching this channel. It looks like it's still respecting it. Just a daily inside bar today. If it were to break bear, then the daily higher low is not set, and we would to continue to look for one over 1751. On the hourly time frame. Okay, so hourly time frame, we had this breakout attempt. We got one close over it and then failed. So now the price action has fallen back within the channel, and this is interesting here because there's a lot of price action here that's grinding the second standard deviation band, and we have the potential to set this higher low now off of this second standard deviation band support. So ideal situation for bulls tomorrow will be to hold this low of 2410 or whatever low gets set here in after hours or pre-market, and then break this high of 2457 to change the hourly trend bullish and have us confident that that daily higher low has been set. So ideally, we will be doing our hourly higher low shopping in 5-minute RSI 5-minute oversold conditions. And so you can see that it would be oversold right around $24 psychological. So I don't hate something like this for a trade, perhaps. Looking for that potential higher low over that low of 2374. Let's see what it would look like just to get to the pivot for the week. Oh, that's the intraday. Excuse me. Just to get to an hourly lower high is pretty good RR. I like this trade setup. It's not bad by any means. Closer to that, actually. So not bad RR. Ideally, we'll get 5-minute oversold conditions tomorrow so that we can be bottom fishing these hourly supports. That's pretty much it. NKLA, WKHS. So hitting this accumulation zone? I don't know. Let's see why I marked that up. Okay, yeah. So hitting this accumulation zone today. Multiple bottoms were put in here and a bunch of tops. So you can essentially consider this a membrane of support and, well, yeah, of support right now. This previous resistance now is acting as potential support. On the hourly time frame, that is not a good look. Not a good look on the hourly time frame to get this trend change and then straight into a dump. I guess the kind of good news is that the bears technically have not changed the trend yet. They have not retaken the trend, but whenever we get some hourly bounce follow through, we will just be looking for an hourly lower high under 2443. Super weak. That being said, it has the potential to base. If we just base here on this shelf of support, then the bulls will be okay. That's really this shelf of support is really the most important thing to me right now on WKHS. If we were to break down below it, then I would not be surprised if we came down and visited this 17 level here, and then I wouldn't even be so opposed to testing the lower end of this range at 14. Very, very key level for me personally. So ideal scenario for bulls would be a big old move, a nice big move to potentially set up an EQ down here and maybe change the hourly trend by creating enough space over this low of 2280 to put in a higher low and then potentially break this high of 2443 to change the hourly trend going into tomorrow. Perhaps some money, perhaps some profit taking from NIO and Tesla might come into NKLA and WKHS. Just speculation, just some potential rotation. Be mindful of it. We'll see. So for WKHS, we're just playing the ranges for now. even if you are scaling in here, okay, you're probably not terribly comfortable, but your risk is very controlled and managed based on this shelf of support. So your stop loss is probably somewhere below these lows. Somewhere below 22, probably. You can see how volume just drops off too. See how volume drops off here. And so if we were to lose these lows, coming down to, like I said, to the 17 level, I don't think is out of the question by any means. Moving on to the wind sector. Oh yeah, not covering the ETF anymore. Well, whatever. We'll cover it on the daily time frame. We don't need to zoom in much. Oh wow, look at that. Just got some more continuation, huh? Okay, so set a really quick higher low here, broke to higher highs, daily trend very healthy, bunch of gappy, really bunch of gaps, really hard to trade this name just due to the volume. So ideally we'll see some pullback eventually, and then we can fish for a deeper higher low. But for now, bull's still very much in control. Hourly time frame just sideways for now. So actually, if the bears were able to hold this high of 1929 tomorrow and break this low of 1915, then they will have set this daily high, and we can potentially be looking at some consolidation. But all speculation for now. Bull's still very much in control. Moving on to NEE, where we have some liquidity. So pointed out, this previous top is a very critical level, right? We had a huge rejection from it previously, went on a tear of a run to break above it, and now are back testing it as support. This is the accumulation zone. Best case scenario for bulls on the daily is to just go sideways, have some nice time consolidation, and then break to new highs. So right now the bulls are attempting to set this higher low here at 298.69. So we'll zoom into the hourly time frame to see how they're doing with that. Potentially an inverse head and shoulders setting up here. Right, with this left shoulder, right shoulder, I'm sorry, middle head, and then the right shoulder there, potentially. So if we were to reject tomorrow from, let's say, 302.99 and pull back for a healthy higher low and break to new highs, we will confirm this potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. Here you have that level marked off. And it's so important to just look left, I swear to you. If you just look left at these previous levels, very often they can give you really great fills, especially if you can get oversold conditions into them. Okay, so ideal situation tomorrow for bulls would be to make a bit of space, come up to print a higher low over 298.69 for whenever hourly consolidation were to begin. But on the 5-minute time frame, the bulls did not change the trend. Oh, actually they did. They changed the trend here and then kind of just went sideways. Show you what I mean. So we have this low there. I missed it, but we have this low there, this high, this higher low, broke to a higher high, and then we just kind of had some sideways chop. Technically, the bears changed the trend into the end of the day, but not in a very meaningful way. I would just consider this a bit of a flag, actually. And this is a good flag because we had some basing first, right? If you have like a dump down and then big move up, I don't feel as good about the flag as opposed to when we have this nice basing here. We put in a couple bottoms and then we broke out of this base area. Right, so if this was just a straight dump into that V-shaped move like that, I wouldn't love it as a flag. More likely to be a lower high. Okay, so what are we looking out for here on NEE besides the inverse head and shoulders? What's the bearish look here? The bearish look is really just top fishing, right? So even in the best case scenario for bulls, we would anticipate some sideways time consolidation. And so top fishing these levels in hourly overbought conditions is not a bad play. And you can see the RSI would start getting overbought right near that top there. So setting up a decent top fish, and ideally for an aggressive bearish play like that, you'll have a lot of RSI extension at your back. So the 5-minute, 15-minute, and the hourly RSI all overbought when you're top fishing that resistance. All right, I think that covers it. Oh, that was 2 minutes. Dang, I'm gonna get yelled at. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all soon.